Welcome back to Blakey World. As well as goal panning, fishing for monsters, my other favourite pastime is smoking. And I've done a couple of videos a year or so ago about my Bradley smoker, but today I've been sent by a mate of mine a beautiful rump, which is, I think it's about 50-day aged. So it's been standing out at room temperature for about an hour. I've trimmed it down, taken a bit of the fat cap off the top. You want to take too much. You want about a quarter of an inch of fat cap on there. Unfortunately, in the UK, we don't get the same briskets that you get in the US. So you're kind of stuck to exactly what we can get. You're not going to get a huge marble effect in a lot of British beef because they kill them young. In America, a lot of the cows they have are grass-fed and milkers, and the older cows. Hence, you get on the under chest where the brisket is a lot of fatty build-up. We don't have that in the UK. So I've been sent a really nice rump that's got a bit of marbling. Just spin it around and show you. So I say it's not a huge amount of marbling, but you can see how well it's been aged. But there is marbling in there, and there's a couple of nice channels of fat which will render down. So as I say, what I've done, I've kept the brisket at room temperature for about an hour. I'm just going to give it a quick rub down now. The traditional Texan rub is pure salt, kosher salt, and cracked black pepper. I like to add a little bit of smoked paprika to mine because it gives it a little bit of a sweet kick to it. But what we do is, as I say, you don't want to. One of the secrets to it is also don't over rub your meat, so to speak. So you don't want to put too much rub on there, just enough to sort of cake the top. You also don't want to massage it in too much. Just pat it on. So you want to just dust it across and just pat that on. Okay, this is different to pork. Excuse me, I messed my nails. I've been mucking around with the barbecue. They are clean. But I've just been digging out all the, because I've not used this for a year, so that's give my smoker a really good clean down, and trying to get out of things is a bit of a nightmare. So anyway, we're going to just dust this down. As I say, it's been room temperature for about an hour. Just pat it down, don't massage it in, and let it just sit on the surface. And again, I'll do the same on the underside. So as I say, this is a rump. This is a 50-day dry-aged rump, which is an amazing piece of meat anyway. But if you want to spice up it, bang it on the smoker. So let's just have a quick look. So my smoker's been going now for about 20 minutes, half an hour. Of course, because it's Bradley's, it's electric, I just pellet feed it, which is the cheats way. But when you don't have the time to sit there and watch it continuously for hours, pellet feed is quite good, and you know you can retain that heat the way you want and you actually want it. So as I say, we've got that now well covered. A bit more on top, just to make sure it's well coated. Right, I'm going to put that in the smoker at 225, 250 degrees. It's about an hour and 15 per pound. So I'm kind of looking at this around 9 hours. It should be done within 9 hours. I'll bring it out at 165 degrees. That's the holding temperature. That's when the meat tends to stall. A lot of people are trying to force it. That can dry the meat out. So what I do is at a certain temperature anyway, your meat's not going to take on any more smoke. So low and slow, bring it up to 165 degrees, then wrap your meat up, pop back in the smoker, and bring it up to around 195 to 200 degrees. It's done then. But as I say, because this isn't heavily marbled and it's quite a chunky piece of meat, we're just going to monitor it throughout the day and see exactly how we kind of get on with it. Once I hit 165, the meat stalls. I think it's ready to be wrapped. So yeah, for now, I'm going to get this prepared. Again, water bath. I like to use, I'm not sure it's just me, I like to use piping hot water straight from the kettle. That way it kind of adds that bit of steam directly to the actual smoke when you actually get it into the actual bake off. So we're going to get that in the smoker now. I'm going to come back in about an hour or two and give you a quick catch up. We'll see how the meat's getting on. But for now, catch you later. About 2 hours and 40 minutes in we are. I was actually smoking because it's been raining today. I'm smoking underneath this little canopy area in my house to try and keep the smoke dry and covering up a bit of a tarp to make sure the electrics don't get zapped. So let's have a quick look inside. Bear me 2 ticks. Just a quick peek because I'm going to top the hot water up as well. Looking good. Temperature wise, yeah, loads to go yet. It's a good time to actually top the water up. It's topped up, let's keep this closed. Don't want to let any of the heat out ideally, as quick as possible. Right, cool. So yeah, sorry about that. all over the shop then. Yes, that's been nearly 3 hours in. It's looking good. Got loads of time left to do, but anyway, we'll check it back in a minute. The most important thing is to keep your water topped up, keep the moisture in there, because if the water's not in there, it's going to start drying out. I might actually just close this a little bit. I've had this open all day, so I might just give it a bit of a... There we go. Leave that closed. A bit more of a smoke licking. A lot of people keep their vent tight, thinking, oh, there's more smoke in there, but it actually doesn't work that way. What you want is you want the smoke to actually lick the meat, so it comes up and it brushes across the meat continually. If you close the vent completely, in theory, inside your head, you're thinking, yeah, I'm keeping all that nice smoke in there, but it's doing the opposite. You want to keep that vent open, let the smoke just come through, and what it'll do is just continuously coat the meat, and then you'll avoid that really bitter taste. So anyway, we'll come back in a couple of hours, we'll check it, but for now, let's sign out. Welcome back. Right, I was going to show you guys outside all the process and the meat throughout the day, and it hammered down with rain. So I spent half the time covering it with a tarp to make sure that my smoke didn't blow up. But it's been in for 10 hours. I wrapped it at 165 degrees, brought it up to 200 degrees today, which used to be fine, but as I say, I brought it to the right temperature. So we're ready for the big unwrap. I'll just take this out. It might be a little bit oily. This is the chef's paper. You wrap it in this, pop it back in the smoker, and what that does is it keeps the moisture in, but also helps it heat up and cook faster. Right, let's take a look at this. Wow, that looks amazing. It's got a lovely little bark on it. You can see, nice bark. And we're going to, I'll take a second. Take that fat off. Obviously, it's a different style of meat to brisket. You can see pinkage going around. Absolutely amazing. So what I'm going to do, put that right there. I'll follow over here for 10 seconds. Earlier on today, while I was doing the smoke, I did a chipotle, which is jalapenos. I use jalapenos, I use garlic, I use peppers, tomatoes, onions, and I smoke them for about 4 hours, and then I liquidize them down. I put it into a saucepan. I reduce a lot of the water off the actual veg, because obviously the veg hold a lot of water, and that basically waters down the flavour. So what I do is I sort of hit it over the heat, simmer it down, bring it right down so it reduces by about 1/8. I'll add fresh lime juice and a little bit of cider vinegar. This helps to preserve, it gives it a nice little kick as well. And apart from that, that's what you got. So what I'm going to do, give me a second, that's going to get a fork. Let's take this. Oh, that's so moist, it's ridiculous. I'm going to take a little bit of this, and a little bit of chipotle. Avoid cross-contamination. And there we go. The proof is always in the eating, yeah? Oh my God, so good. Sorry, lost for words. I always say don't OTT and go exaggerate in your videos, but when you bite into something like that, you can't hold back. That is absolutely amazing. So I'd say the bark's worked out really, really well. Well smoked. It's a different cut of meat. It's not like your brisket. It obviously hasn't got the marbling that you guys get in the US, but using what we've got here today, in the tools in our hands, I've turned this beautiful rump steak, 4 kilo rump steak, into a brisket style rump. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that to cool down. I'm going to slice it up, I'm going to chill it, and then tomorrow we're going to have it with collard greens, we're going to have it with smoked mac and cheese, and then the day after I'm going to shred it up, I'm going to quick fry it, I'm going to turn it into tacos. So there, that's my menu for the next couple of days. But as I say, In the UK, if you can get hold of a really nice marbly piece, give it a go yourself. Try different types of rubs, and hopefully the video's helped today. But until then, also, before I forget, I did a panning video yesterday, which I'm going to upload in the next couple of days, so don't forget to check that out. And subscribe, like the channel, follow us, and ring the bell. And as I say, if you like what you see, put some comments in the box and let me know exactly what you'd like to see me do next. But for now, we'll catch you later from Blakey's World.